All right, is it finally fucking recording? Jesus, what? I'm going to do something for you now that it came to my attention is absolutely fucking necessary because nobody knows what this is. I actually was just I just saw a post on the Facebook, on the YouTubes about people not knowing what foot pumping is. So we're going to do that right now. It's one of the easiest things you can do as soon as you get out of bed. And it's simple as this. Lean up against something and waddle your ass back and forth while taking deep breaths, putting pressure on alternating feet. What does this do? It pumps blood from your legs back up to your lungs. And since you're taking deep breaths, it's oxygenating that blood. Now, why is this so important, you might ask? It's very simple. People who have had surgeries, people who have heart conditions, people who have issues with circulation, this is actually how you're supposed to get up in the morning. This is also how you're supposed to get up out of your bed at the hospital. In case you're wondering how I might know this. For instance, there's this suture that runs all the way down right here. From when I got stabbed in the chest. Ended up in a coma for at least 3 days, maybe more. During that time, they put the little booties on me that sit there and do this. My dad had the same thing happen to him when he had his back surgery when I was a young man. When he got older, he ended up having to do the same thing I'm doing for you now, which is very simple. You don't even have to really balance. You just switch one foot to the other. Taking a breath every couple of seconds. In order to make it so that you're oxygenating the blood in your body. And you see, this is actually what's called foot pumping. I want to be very clear. This is not foot pumping. That's exercising your calves and your flexors. It has nothing to do with the bottoms of your feet. And the bottoms of your feet are where all of those blood vessels are that are just like, for men, right between your legs. Y'all know what happens in the morning when that happens, right? It's the same idea. Difference is that, well, it's in the bottoms of your feet. And women have this too. This is why a foot rub feels so good, by the way, ladies. Anyways, yes, the pressure on the bottoms of your feet is what makes the difference there. That's what's pushing that blood back up and into your lungs. The gravity of you standing on the ground, this is why it's so innate you don't even think about it. And why somebody can fool you into thinking that this is foot pumping. It's not. That is flexing your calf. There is a difference. I've heard it called ankle pumping, foot pumping. It's not. That is calf flexing. It's the same thing that you do when you do this. You know, on a curb when you're in the army and they're giving you that particular workout where you got to put your toes up on the curb and then stand up on your tippy toes and then get back down on your heels and stand up on your tippy toes and get back down on your heels. It's called curb stomping. That's to flex your calves and work your calves out. It does nothing for the bottoms of your feet. And the reason why this is so important to me, I have heart problems. It's hereditary. Not to mention, I was kind of born with a heart defect, so it happens. To me, every morning when I get up, first thing I do is I run in here and take a piss. The next thing I do is I go and I walk around to the coffee maker, make me coffee, and while that stuff's working, I'm walking back and forth between where I'm standing right now and my coffee maker over on the other end of the kitchen there. Reason why? To wake up and push oxygen into the blood in my legs so I don't end up with edema. Those of you who have terrible edemas, well beyond what I have, because you have heart problems, this is your workout. This is the one you need. And before you say, well, Blaine, you don't have edemas, shall we investigate what an edema looks like? If I can get my sock down here enough so you can see what edema looks like. This little tiny ridge right here, that is edema. Where the sock has bit into my skin there, that's called edema. And that is from having heart problems. I have heart problems. Don't know if I ever told y'all this, but it's the truth. This is why I know what heart pumping is. Why you have to get up and do that actual thing. Now, I just watched some idiot try to explain that foot pumping while you're laying down is how you should get out of bed every morning. Okay, well, if you've got a footboard, that's great. You can try that. Awesome. It's not likely to work because you need gravity. You know, that wonderful thing that holds you to the ground and actually puts enough pressure on your feet in order to be able to push blood back up into your lungs. You know, alternating back and forth, kind of getting a little seasick. But you know what? This is why sailors have less heart problems than guys who are, landlubbers. Food for thought.